Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is to go over the May 29th Saturday baseball games, as well as just give a little bit of a tip. The 200th MLB run was scored yesterday. Josh Donaldson, congratulations, that goes to you. Albert Pujols also tied Babe Ruth for fourth all-time extra base hits. That was another big milestone for Mr. Albert Pujols. Exciting times for that. Also wanted to give a shout out to the Tampa Bay Rays, who continue to roll, and I even went out and made a video about them. So make sure, if after you watch this one, go out, check that one out, just breaking down their most recent win streak of an 11 games. We have 17 games to go over today, a bunch of double headers, and you know how I feel about that. So we're just going to go jump right into it. Go down there, like, subscribe, join the community, discuss the games with all of us. It's a fun time on here. Kicking things off, Pirates 7, Rockies 0. These guys played back-to-back games in the doubleheader, and the Pirates won both, and they got no runs scored on them, so they got to be pretty excited about that. Reynolds hits his 6th home run of the season in this one. The Pirates offense was pretty bumping on this given day. Brubaker goes 6, 0 earned runs, 5 Ks in the win. John Gray goes 3 earned runs, and the loss. Brubaker, when you get a good outing in these 7-inning games from your starter, it's a pretty great start for that, and sets you up for this nice second game where they win 4-0 with a home run from Adam Frazier, his second of the season. He's batting .335 this season. He's really crushing it for them. And then Tom hits his second home run of the season. And again, Colorado Rockies shut out back-to-back games. This definitely going to affect their power rankings because both these teams are in the bottom of that. And speaking of which, power rankings coming out today if you make it. Gomber goes 4, 2 earned runs, and then Keller goes 5, 0 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. So overall, the starters for the Pirates carry the load in this doubleheader. Moving on, speaking of the Rays, we got them winning 5-3 over the Phillies, and they're keeping their streak alive. Like, they've only lost one game now in the past 16 games. Like, it's just crazy. They jumped out to a nice 2-0 lead here, and then the Phillies tied it up with 2 runs in the 5th. Austin Meadows hits his 11th home run of the season, which caused that 2-0 lead in the beginning. And then later in the game, the Rays add on 1, and then the Phillies add on 1. But of course, it's the Phillies bullpen not able to keep their team in the game after an amazing Zach Wheeler outing. Kind of story of Philly this year. 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 14 Ks, which, doing my research on Tampa, not a big surprise. They're one of the highest strikeout teams in the league. Yarborough on the other side, 4.1, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks, so a bunch of strikeouts all around on this one. And then the bullpen gets in there, gives up 1 earned run over the course of 4.5 innings, but the Rays get the win. Next doubleheader, we have Milwaukee, who wins both their games against the Nationals. Don't spend too much time on doubleheaders, because honestly, I didn't watch it. So Aviles Garcia hits his 9th home run of the season. That's how it led off the game, and the Brewers didn't really look back after that. Kyle Schwarber hits his 9th of the season. The only run that the Nationals were able to score was in the 4th inning, and that came off of Freddie Peralta, who went all 7 innings, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, and it's just like I just said. In these 7-inning games, if your starter can eat them all up, especially in the first game, it sets up for a good one. Corbin goes 5, 4 earned runs, and 5 Ks in the loss there. In this second game, the Brewers win again 6-2. This time they come back. They were down 1-0 after 3, and then in the 4th inning they tied up, and then they fall behind in the bottom of the 4th. No home runs in this game overall. We have Colton Wong at the top of the Brewers lineup, who had a 3-hit performance, as well as Lozonzo Kane hitting 3 hits as well. For the Nationals, not too much to say. A couple of single hits in there for most guys, and Zimmerman had a multi-hit game himself. John Lester goes 4, 1 earned run, 4 Ks for a nice, decent little outing for him. Anderson for the Brewers goes 3.1, 1 earned run. And might as well use some of your star bullpen when you're the Brewers in this situation, and you had Freddie eat up all the innings in that first game. That's what they do, and they're able to close the door on the Nationals getting some runs, and they put up a 4 spot in the 6th themselves, which they don't have to look back from at all. Twins 6, Royals 4. Twins got out to a nice little lead here, 2-0 after 2, and then the Royals bounce back with a third inning, 2-run shot by Salvador Perez himself. Minnesota comes right back, and Larnach hits a home run, but his was actually before. So in the 4th inning, the Twins come back, tie up, take a lead again, 4-2, and then it's 5-2, and it's close. And Royals try to make a comeback in the top of the 9th. They're getting really close to bring it within 6-5, tying runs all around, and they aren't able to close the door. So for once, the Twins bullpen closes the door. They made it interesting, but it definitely closes the door. J.A. Happ goes 5 innings, pitched 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, and Ervin Santana gets the start in this one. He goes 3 innings, pitched 3 earned runs, and they give Santana 47 pitch outing. Still kind of interesting how they're using him. They seem to be deploying him in all sorts of ways. Rogers for the Twins gets his 4th save of the season. Twins and Royals are now splitting right now in that series, so pretty interesting. Another doubleheader. We got the White Sox winning both against the Orioles. I'm pretty interested because what is the Orioles' losing streak is? I'm pretty sure their losing streak's still going strong, is it not? But either way, they lose this one 7-4. Home runs from Jake Lamb, his 3rd of the season. The Orioles' losing streak is up to 12 in a row, so that's a little rough, and they seem pretty concrete in the bottom of the power rankings. Freddie Galvis hits 2 this game. He's up to 9. Franco hits his 5th of the season. All of these coming off Keuchel. So Keuchel had a little bit of a home run issue. 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, all of them off 3 home runs. But Matt Harvey, 3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 6 Ks. He continues to get the spot. I guess if you're looking to be a starter, you might as well play for the Orioles at this point. Can't get much worse for them. White Sox 3, Orioles 1. In the second side of it, Hamilton hits his 1st home run of the season. So we got a nice Billy Hamilton hitting home runs off your team. Brady hits his 11th. And yeah, I'm not going to say too much. Lance Lynn goes 5, 0 earned runs, and he actually pitches only 82 pitches in this. John Means, poor guy, gets his 1st loss of the season. 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks. Just no run support. And you're not going to win games, like I say, without the run support. Speaking of run support, Cubs 10, Reds 2. Cubs just on a roll, and they're definitely 7 games above 500. I remember when they were struggling to get back to 500 on the season. So now that they're a couple games above, we're still missing Rizzo from the lineup, and you see the top of their lineup here, a bunch of them hitting 2-hit, multi-hit night. So that's very good when your top of your lineup's going. Ortega gets his 1st home run of the season. And for the Reds, there was nothing. Castillo is now 1-8 on the year. 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. He only got 2 earned runs. So honestly, that brings his ERA down. But still, Davies goes 5, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and then no decision. And it takes not until later in the game where the Cubs put in bottom of the 6th to break this one open. They had a 2-0 lead, and then top of the 6th, the Cincinnati Reds were able to tie it up, but after that, the Reds bullpen just blew the rest of the game, and that was pretty much it. Angels 4, Athletics 0. This was just a 1-inning game, really. The Angels put up 4 in that 5th inning, and that was enough to close the door. Ohtani had a nice double that got him a couple of runs, and he now leads the team in stolen bases. Hard to believe that this guy's playing baseball in the modern era. Cobb goes 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 8 Ks. So an amazing start from an Angels pitcher. We don't see that very often. Iglesias even comes in there, closes the door. Frankie Montez 5.2 for 0 earned runs. So he gets 4 runs. All the runs get tagged on Montez. They're all unearned runs, which I guess off that error in the game could have been the overall difference. Could have been. It was the difference. Moving on, we got San Diego 11. Astros 8, and this one went 12 innings, and it was thanks to their star, Tatis Jr., hitting a nice 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs to tie the game. And I say 2-run, I meant it was a 3-run home run, my bad. But it was 2 outs, tied the game, and the Astros just fell apart from there. The 10th and 11th were just washes. They both scored their 1 run. That's kind of expected, and then in the 12th, they did 3 runs, and the Astros weren't able to get any. Tatis hits his 15th of the season, as we already talked about. Myers hits his 5th, and for the Astros, Correa is up to 8. Odorizzi making his first start in a little while for the Astros, goes 5.1, 1 earned run, 4Ks, so that's a pretty good outing for him. He went 87 pitches, so that's looking good. And then Yu Darvish on the other side, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, leaving the game without a lead, with his team trailing, and he gets the no decision. Moving on, we got Boston 3, Marlins 1. Boston got a couple runs here and there, and they're up 3-0 going into the 9th, and the Marlins only tagged on 1 themselves, so pretty much a cruise show for them. Boston has J.D. Martinez continuing to crush the ball. He had a 2-hit night. Devers had a 3-hit night. Renfroe a 3-hit night himself. Just the core of this Boston lineup has been amazing this season so far. Marlins, after being right in the thick of it last week, and in the power rankings talking about them, they've had a little bit of a rough week, but they've played tough opponents as well. Rogers goes 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. Still been a very good pitcher. He's 6-3 on the season. Always seems to be a decision for that guy. Evaldi goes 5.1, 0 earned runs, 7 Ks for his 6th win of the season, and then the Red Sox bring in their bullpen stars and close the door, and it's a nice, solid win for the Red Sox. They continue to roll along on the teams they should beat, and they beat them. Tigers 6, Yankees 1. That's the problem with the Yankees. They're now lost back-to-back to the Tigers, and they're definitely of concern. We've seen like 2 different sides of the Yankees this season. They're either like been really rough or they've been on crazy tears, so it's hard to put my finger on this team. With their pitching and their injuries, it's been a little rough for them. No home runs for the Yankees, and Jonathan Scope hits his 5th of the season for them. Turnbull goes 5.2, 1 earned runs, 6 Ks, and then for the Yankees, Garcia goes 4.1, 4 earned runs, and then they bring in Abreu, who goes 3.2. So they did 2 long pitchers in that situation, but it's not enough. They just didn't get any offense. They did have the 1-0 lead at one point, but Detroit bounced back right away and put up a bunch of runs throughout. Nice little game for the Tigers. Giants 11, Dodgers 6, and this is just what the Giants needed after robbing that game-time winning home run yesterday from Pujols. They hit here with another win, so they've now won back-to-back games off the Dodgers, which is exactly what they're needing. They needed to convince me because they've been killing it, but the Dodgers have had their number. They've done pretty good against the Padres, but now they're showing, sure, they can do good against literally anybody. Giants were behind early in this game 1-0, and then bounced back top of the second. They put up 3, and then Dodgers brought it within 1, and then 3rd and 4th, Giants added 2 runs each and took a big lead and didn't really look back from there. Solano hits his 2nd of the season, Longoria his 8th, and then for the Dodgers, Muncy 12, Pujols hits his 7th of the season as well. Urias goes 5, 6 earned runs, 5K, so that's pretty rough outing for Urias. You don't see that a lot from him. He's usually a pretty consistent guy, but everybody has their rough outings. Logan Webb goes 5, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, and these Giants starters continue to just, all of them, top to bottom, have great outings. And yeah, San Francisco, big win for them. Mets 13, Braves 2. Mets just clobber them. The offense is up. And looking over at the Mets DL, they have the most people on the DL, or the most impactful players on the DL. I saw a chart yesterday of wins over replacement of players that are on the DL, like the projected, and the Mets are by far the highest. So just seeing them be able to put up these kind of runs against the team that's likely to be their biggest rival in this division, this is a big win, 13-2 for them. Lindor does hit a home run. He's back in action. His 4th of the season. James McCann, his 3rd. Villar, his 5th. Drury, his 2nd. McKinney, his 4th. Like all these guys hitting home runs. And McKinney is one of the guys they just traded for. We talked about it a couple days ago. Big addition, I guess, for him. He's hitting home runs. For the Braves, they struggle to get some offense. They put up 1 late run in the 8th to make it 2 runs, but other than that, they didn't have any home runs or anything like that. Anderson goes 4 earned runs, 6 Ks. He's been their most consistent, solid starter this season. Can't even give him a good outing here. And then the bullpen, we've talked about that 1,000 times. The Braves bullpen's been rough. Taijuan Walker, 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 8 Ks. Damn, if the Mets could just be healthy, they would be elite right now. Taijuan Walker's been a big add to them, and he's been consistent, picking up the wins. Cardinals 7, Dbacks 4. Cardinals were at 6-0 after 3. Nothing too much more than that. Arizona tried to make it an interesting game, as close as 7-4, but that was pretty much it. O'Neill back-to-back home runs now on given nights. He hits his 11th for the Diamondbacks. Vogt hits his 4th of the season. So yeah, that's pretty good there. Wainwright goes 5, 4 earned runs, 6 Ks, and Frankoff goes 5, 7 earned runs, 5 Ks. So his ERA is up to 9.22, and Arizona's starters have been hit around quite a bit by the Cardinals this series. Alex Reyes, 15th save of the season. So now I believe that might put him into the lead in the MLB. Mariners 3, Rangers 2, and this game was back and forth. Early in the game, it was close. But the Mariners take care of business, and they're a little bit on a winning streak thanks to these Rangers. No thanks to Kelenic, who continues to have a bunch of over nights. He's now batting 129. A little rough for that. Garcia had a nice 3-hit night for the Rangers. No home runs, though, so he's still tied with Vladdy down there. Crawford hits his 2nd home run of the season, and Haniger hits his 14th. So people are starting to close in on the lead again because we haven't heard from Vladdy, we haven't heard from Garcia in a couple days. So give people a couple days, they're going to start coming up. Fulte goes 7 innings, pitched 200 runs, 2 Ks in the loss. He's now 1-5 on the season. And Dunn goes 5.21, earned run 8 Ks, and a no decision for him. But it's enough to get the Mariners on this little road, and they're almost back to 500 again. And considering how the Stros are doing, you never know. Like, it's still very early in the season. Any team can really pop off here. I think Britt doing that breakdown of the Rays win streak, it kind of goes to show that if any team can really go on, and it's baseball, so any team could go on a win streak like the Rays did, like an 11, 13 game win streak is going to change everything in your division. You could go, like, if the Mariners put on like a 13-game win streak over the next 13 games, we'd be talking about them. They'd be very much in the hunt. So that's what's exciting. That's why we do these daily baseball, because you get a little taste of every team. I don't go into too much depth because, come on, 17 games. How much can I really watch? One person over here. So that's what you guys are for. Go down there in the comment. Let's keep this discussion going. Bring up what I missed, what you liked about yesterday, and what you're looking forward to from any of these teams. Looking forward to hearing it. We'll see you guys for the next video.